Hey guys, you're watching Headbangerslifestyle and this is Lilo and I'm here with two gorgeous guys.
Thank you.
Naming.
Marco Mendoza.
John Corabi.
And they are from the
Led Zeppelin.
Fred Zeppelin.
Daisies. Welcome
You
guys.
know they do slow motion water, right? Walter.
Slow motion.
water.
No, that was Sleep Violence.
Slow motion Walter. And fire in the sky. Slow motion Walter.
This is easy, guys.
And fire in the sky.
Yeah, okay. Next question.
You guys are very, very fashionable. You know, Daisies are very much fashionable in prints, everything in fashion. Daisies.
Oh, we are?
This is going to be the hardest interview you've ever done.
I know. Okay. So, why did you come up with the name?
Daisies came out of Australia. The founder of the band were John Stevens and David Lowe. And I hear from David that a friend of his had some kind of heart disease and he ended up in an emergency hospital. Long story short, the doctor said you better stop drinking and drugging and partying like you're doing because you're going to be pushing up daisies if you don't. And that was where the idea came from.
Pretty intense.
It is. It's an American thing, you know.
Yeah.
You better watch it because if not, you're going to be buried pushing up daisies. Like
Yeah,
that.
it's an expression.
And then I heard the name, and to be honest, I'm like, that Daisy's okay. And I saw the logo. It made a lot of sense. It's a cool one.
Yeah, it's really
You know?
cool.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
expressional.
Yeah.
So, how did it go so far? I mean, the lineup is really kind of variable.
For
changing.
some reason, I knew you were going to say that.
Because how does it work?
Well, how I got involved, I was touring in Australia, just to give you an idea. Within this Motley Crue Kiss tour, Richard was touring Australia with Guns N' Roses, and the manager for David Lowe and the Dead Daisies approached me on that tour and said, you know, we're looking for some cats. We like what you do. Would you be interested in collaborating and be part of this thing, especially now that we have a chance to open up for Aerosmith?
Yeah.
And when I heard that name, I'm going, yes. Where do I sign? I'm a big fan. But so I went home. They sent the music, and I liked what I heard. To be honest, the music was great. It's where I live. And then, unbeknownst to me, they were talking to Richard at the same time. Richard and I have history with Lizzie, and Dizzy as well. So it was one of those things where we found ourselves in Australia, and we had a great time. We did 7 shows for Aerosmith and supporting Aerosmith. And by the end of that, we're like, you guys want to continue this? This is fun. I think we have a chance to do this and that. We got invited to come to the States to do the Uproar Festival with James Addiction and Alice in Chains, to name a few. And one thing led to the other. It is what it is. We started getting invited here and there, and before you know it, we're here, you know?
Yeah.
Earlier this year, our singer, John Stevens, a great singer, he came across some issues, personal issues. And we had the whole year planned. We had Cuba, we had the studio, booked. We had this one with Kiss, we're on the Kiss.
Yeah.
And John couldn't leave the country all of a sudden. So we all kind of put our heads together and said, what do? Do we wait or do we move forward? And management, David Lowe and Richard and Dizzy, everybody agreed, let's move forward. So let's look and see who's available and who's out there. And we're so lucky that we called John. And John was available. I think he had to change a few things. And long story short, we did Cuba with him, and he had everything that we were looking for.
Yeah. Like what makes him the perfect fit?
Well, he's a great front man. He's a great singer. The songwriting is what he is and what he does. You know, he's a true musician, true artist. Beyond that, he's a hoot. I mean, he's fun to hang out with, and it's kind of like a requirement, you know, to do that. So, we're working on this song. Slow motion Walter and fire in your bike. What do you think?
I think it's a hit.
Okay.
It's got a great riff. It goes.
I think it's got like
got lucky, and he dug what happened in Cuba, and we were lucky enough to say, yeah, let's do it. So we went to the studio, and you can tell you the rest, you know.
I was wondering, is the whole making of an album with you guys writing songs, is that old school or new school? Everybody's doing it digital through internet. Do you guys be old
No. We were all in a room together. We sat in a room like this, a couple acoustic guitars, acoustic bass, keyboards, and they had a couple songs they had started with John, the other John, and so they had those ideas, and we just threw them on the table, and then we started writing, and he threw some riffs in, and I threw, and everybody contributed, and then we just worked on those songs. Then from there, we went into a recording studio, set the drums up, and they were all in a room with the drummer, communicating and playing things. I was in another room with headphones, but I could see them through the glass, and I was working on the melodies as we were recording the rhythm tracks. So it was very old school.
Old school.
And we actually wound up writing 17 songs. We wrote, recorded, mixed, mastered, and did the artwork for the album in 30 days.
Wow.
So it was kind of, I would say it was pretty quick.
But you're very experienced.
That has a lot to do with it. But since we already had a vibe, I gotta say, a lot of credit to John, because he's our point guy. That's the bottom line. That's kind of new, where his strengths were, and the songwriting is what he does. He lives it. So that helped a lot in the process.
Yeah.
And we had a blast. You got cats like Richard Fortis, who's an amazing guitar player. Dizzy Reed, also great songwriter and singer, and then David Lowy, who brings his thing, on the guitar. He writes some great stuff, great riffage. And then we had Jackie Barnes, who is Jimmy Barnes' son, pretty amazing singer, friend of ours, family, to play drums. So we had a blast. The process was quick, and it was fun, and I think it reflects on the album when you hear it. It's pretty cool. It's a fun album.
Yeah, and that's what it all should be about with the Dead Daisies, fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's what David when he put the band together. Well, when I met him, Marco had called me, and I knew Marco. Brian Tishy is actually the drummer.
He's coming back, yeah.
He's coming back. He couldn't do this run, but basically, I knew Brian, I knew Marco, I knew Dizzy, and I didn't know Richard or David Lowy. So, we went out to LA, and I sat and I talked with those two guys, and I told them, I said, I'm not trying to be weird. I've done a bunch of bands before, and I don't like drama. I don't like stress. I fucking hate egos. Mm-hmm. So, so I just wanted to meet everybody. And David said at the end of the day, I don't want to do this either if it becomes a chore. I want to have a great band. I want to write great music, do great albums, do great shows, and I want to have a great amount of fun doing it. And I was like, all right, where do I sign? You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, when we did the album, we had a very short window because management had already set up Cuba, and they had already set up this tour with Kiss. And so when I talked to them, they said, we've got 35, it was a very short window. We have to get a new record done because we're going on tour with Kiss. We haven't had new product out for a bit. And I guess the last thing you guys did was an EP.
An EP, yeah.
So it wasn't even a full record.
Yeah.
So he's like, we need a record. And so it was crunched. I personally was a little stressed about finishing an album's worth of material in a month, But honestly, we got up every day. We had breakfast. We got in the car, the four of us, Marco, Dizzy, Richard, and myself. We got in the car and we drove to the studio, and it was like immediately the car door shut. Jokes. We're all telling jokes. We're doing that. Oh yeah, last night I saw this TV show. Blah, blah, blah. We get to the studio, and all day long, even though we were getting work done, we were laughing the whole fucking time. We had a great time.
Yeah.
This record is probably You know, so when I'm singing with Marco and he's going, you know, or he's tapping me like boop boop boop, and I'm you know, so we're laughing. I do the same to him, and Richard and I have a lot of eye contact. The drummer Dizzy, we get around, you know. It's just fun. We don't take ourselves that serious, and I think it shows. We're having a good time, and I think the audience sees that we're having fun, and it's a good band, man. It's really cool.
Yeah. So you feel that you accomplished a lot now with the touring. You have Kiss, and then you got the Whitesnake.
It couldn't get any better. I mean, to play in front of supporting kids and play in front of the Kiss Army, and we've done that with the guys a couple of times now. As the Daisies, I've had it.
And it's been cool. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's cool, man.
But you know, the thing that's weird, like I've noticed on these shows that we've done with Kiss. Kudos to our managers and PR people and social media people. Like, we're coming to the shows, and normally, like, the opening act will go on at 7:30 or 7:45 or whatever, and everybody's out getting food and drinks and t-shirts and hot dogs. And it's not like that with us. Like, we've literally been playing to, and maybe not full house, but probably like 85-90% of the stadiums are full. And we're getting a great response from everybody, so it's been really fucking cool. And now we're doing this run. After this, we do the Kiss cruise. Yes. Then we go to Australia with Kiss. Yeah. Come back from Australia and come right back to Europe again immediately with Whitesnake, and who we're all great friends with as well.
We got Paris.
We got Paris, a solo show.
The UK.
And UK, we're doing a festival.
Fully booked. And then Israel. We'll finish the year with Israel, which I'm excited about. Never been there, so.
But you've seen the world probably 10,000 times.
You know, to be honest with you, there's
about 9. So
you know, it's really funny. Like it's really funny. Like yes, I've been to Japan, I've been to Australia, I've been all these places, and it's funny. But there's certain places that I'm still, after all the years of playing music, I've never been to before. So like the other day, I've been to Paris, I've done press and all this other stuff, but the show that we did in Paris was my first time ever playing music in Paris.
That's a trip.
So there's still like, it's still a lot of fun, you know what I mean? There's still like new experiences,
new territories.
New territories.
And best memory you have both?
I'm sorry?
Best memory you have both? Personally being so long in the music business, is there anything you personally would say?
Recently, what's most recent, and we talked about it the other interview that we had. We were in the dressing room getting ready. We've been doing some acoustic things, and on our days off at the Hard Rocks, and like we're going to do something now. But so we were rehearsing, and we got into a funky side Motown thing, and I wish I had a camera. And Gene is coming from his acoustic set. They do acoustic VIP. And he started coming in and said, hey, I got the Beverly Hills Blues. My limo was late. And he started dancing to James Brown. It's like, we're going, whoa, that's Gene.
He literally, Gene said his walk, danced in, hey, the Beverly Hills Blues. My limo was late.
Moon dancing.
Into the room, out of the room. And we were just like this. We were like, huh?
Did that really
and then we're like,
then he left.
Did that just happen?
Yeah, we're looking. He left and then came
Why
back.
didn't we have a camera? Why didn't we have a camera? And he came in the second time, we still didn't have a camera.
Encore.
No camera. Damn it.
Yeah, he's gone.
Being so long in the business, do you still need the adoration of fans and media, or can you live without it?
Me personally, honestly, not that I need it, I really appreciate it because it gives you a pat on the back saying you're doing something right. And of course, everybody needs encouragement, you know, especially with a project like this. I shouldn't say project, a band. We're a new band, you know. We did download the other day and we went out. We went out at 11 a.m., which I've never, ever, I mean, I've been lucky enough to be with the headliners. And it was like 11, it was like 10:45, man. We're looking at a field, there was like 50 folks. And within 10 minutes,
it was completely
insane.
Packed. Thousands of people.
So that's what lets you know, wow, we're doing something worthwhile, you know. And sometimes for me, music in itself, it's its own reward, you know. Besides all the bullshit in the business and this and that, But when fans come and tell you, you know, that lyric that you sang with that song really touched me, that means the world to me personally. And I know.
No, it's the same. It's the same. You know, but it's like Marco said, you know, you spend a lot of time and effort writing a song, working on the lyrics, trying to do your best, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, just the fact that somebody appreciates it, it's like, okay, I'm good. But I really like when chicks show up in my room. Whatever. That's the perk.
Okay, your best tip for new bands, guys and girls who wanna, you know, get to the top, being in a band.
It's a cliche. Just always believe in what you're doing. Don't let the you know, the haters, like they say these days, bring you down, because that's human nature. To discourage each other is what comes first. Just stay positive, believe in what you do, work on your craft, and find ways to network and spread the word, man. And plant seeds everywhere you go. Leave some good seeds planted.
Yes. It's not easy.
No.
So be perseverant. It may happen quick. It may take a lifetime. But if you believe in yourself, just keep doing what you're doing.
That's it.
Boom. Slow motion walk.